welcome yet again to the Motivational Maniac podcast. I am your host, Tandung Gonyana. Join me as we delve further into my personal journey through the concrete jungle. As I adapt to the terrain and further myself forward, it's important not to forget how far I've come. All the difficulties that were ahead of us, yet we didn't lose hope. Our mindset are always tested when our backs are against the wall. At any moment we could decide to focus on the things we have control over and leave the rest to the divine. The serenity prayer was fundamental as it reminded me of my own power. Besides that, it connected my well-being to a higher power, and that if I dwelt more on this power, it will create miracles for my life. Amen. As you start delving into practices that encourage you to step out of your comfort zone, you find you previously played a part in restricting yourself from learning. The journey was further enlightened by that now I could enjoy learning about myself without any emotional attachment. Now I could have the power to use my past experiences to facilitate better decision making. At one point, we all make an active choice to be blind to the realities that are out there in the world. We make an active choice by being nihilistic towards the things we don't see value in. The quote, "You never know what you have till it's gone," was a standout. I'm a huge hip-hop fan, and that is how I was introduced to poetry. Music is therapy. More so was how I was introduced to the above quote, and I wanted to learn more about what it meant. I started paying attention to this way of reflecting that music ignited in me. Now I could use it as means to learn about my own pain, as well as the artist who was delivering the message. This sent me on a road of discovery. In fact, it required me to do some very deep internal work on myself. On my journey of discovery, I encountered a lot of heavy emotions. This had been built up all these years. This, in fact, was the first time that I had started to let my guard down and let myself indulge immensely in the feelings that I had felt at the time. I felt disappointed, sad, distraught, as well as exhausted. It took huge amounts of energy for me to deal with that. During this time of uncertainty, meditation helped immensely to be more calm and aware of what I was facing. Basically, I had found this practice very enlightening because it only required me to be quiet and be aware of my own thoughts. Over some period of time, certain negative emotions started being more clear because of the practice. This helped me face a lot of childhood trauma that had not been addressed. To combine the meditation practices, motivational content that I had listened to also helped face many dark parts of my own character, ones that I was aware of, in which I then gave responsibility to have it change for the good. I'd been living in fear for plenty of my high school life, to be honest. That will take time to change, but I was determined to work through this period. A huge appreciation to the circle of friends I had at this period of life. Failure really taught me at this period that tough times do really show who your true friends are. I'd been around lots and lots of betrayal, but that enlightened my view of what true friendship meant to different people. At a time of change, it helps to have a social circle that plays a vital role in transitioning you into the new person you want to be. The new definitely cannot be approached with the thinking of the old. Going forward, I started being more optimistic about the learning process. as well as enthusiastic about the new person I was becoming. This was all due to the awareness that I had exercised about my own character. I now started being aware of my own flaws and that I couldn't be good at everything. That had left plenty of room for me to grow, as well as to understand more about myself. Relationship and its core values are very important to me. To find myself now being in a position of accountability, I was excited by even taking more responsibility for every area of my life. It really taught me to be more compassionate and understanding. I regarded the action of compassion as a superpower that can be exercised to do good and also to spread positivity. As your confidence grows, so does the envy from those who don't want you to be accountable to yourself. It's a difficult decision you have to make, a path you alone have to walk for yourself. I was prepared to pay the price. For something new to be born, something old has to die. You have to be aware of the sacrifices you have to make to be the ideal version of yourself. Fight for what you want, or you'll settle for less. Namaste. Thank you yet again for joining us for this episode to learn and reflect. Feedback and reviews will be highly appreciated on all the podcast platforms you might be listening on. And until next time, namaste.